Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a wonderful week. The market is still on the trend. It's been going well. I hope you're catching all those moves because we've been analyzing those moves during these webinars. So I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, even from people that are not in the group. Somebody has just paid for the course with the money that they made out of US dollar CAD, but we're going to talk about that in a moment. Let's talk about the timestamps. This video is going to be about an hour and a half. So if you're looking for any specific pair, you don't want to watch everything, go look for the links on each and every on each and every currency analyzed in this webinar. So what you do is you go through to the video. Under the description, you will find a tab that says show more. So under show more, you click and it will drop down and it will show you, here's the tab. It will show you all the links to all the pairs. But I advise if you are learning to actually watch all the pairs, because each and every pair has got its own dynamics. All right, so that's those are the timestamps. Look out for them. Usually post them 2 or 3 hours after the webinar because I have to edit the video. All right, so let's get started. Today I want to talk about 2 things. I said last week that we're going to talk about a pattern that Elliott discussed that has got a bit of a debate or a bit of a controversy. That is the AB-based pattern. That's one thing I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about trend lines as well. Okay, so we're going to look at, let's talk about the AB-based. But before we talk about that, I think we need to do market recap. Yeah, I'm losing my agenda here. So here is the recap of the trades that we looked at last week. I'm going to bring my Slack platform here and go through some of the charts that we have been looking at in the last week or 2 or 3, because some of these setups are only playing out now, but we've been looking at them for the last couple of weeks. Okay, so it's quite a bit. I'm going to try and run through them as fast as I can. Okay, so let's start. We'll start with EURCAD. So EURCAD, I'm only looking at this correction now, but if you've been following this webinar, you know that we've been following these downtrend here, this 900 pips down here. And now we have been following this correction and we have been trading this correction and anticipating that we're going to get to this level, the blue box magic. It is really magic because it has been playing out amazingly as always. So as much as the market is correcting, and this is where most people lose money, because these corrective structures, they don't go fast, but you need to know which legs to trade, which legs of the correction to trade. So this is EURCAD. We wanted it to come and take the blue box and reverse. Okay, let's see how that played out. This is the before, and this is what is happening now. Already almost about a 200 pip drop from the blue box, you see. So somebody actually said that they think that, because last week what happened was we had we had drops on the daily, we had these candles on the daily. So we said we needed to get a candle reversal to enter. So not the candle reversal, a flag, a corrective structure to get more downside. Okay, so that did not happen, but you went and retested the blue box. Okay, and if you look here, like what most people say, look right and all that, you'll see the structure there. There was no structure here. It was just the blue box that is based on the FIBs. It's a magic blue box, a reversal area based on the FIB and the Elliott Wave theory. Okay, so now you've got the drop here. Okay, so yes, it did come and retest there, and it is making what we call an Elliott AB-based pattern, and we're going to talk about that just now. That's expected. And after that, get a clear drop. And even if you didn't get the first drop here, you would have got this move here, right on the trend line. Okay, and then this drop. Right, so we need to be careful. We don't expect this to go all the way. The market does not go in a straight line. We know we want it to come all the way down, but we're not going to take it now. Right, so that's what we're going to look at today. The trend lines and how they work. Next one, my favorite, US dollar CAD. We've been looking at this for the last couple of weeks now. And I have been saying the blue box, and I'll show you an alternative count here, which was gonna give us the exact same bias. I know there was an oil meeting yesterday, not yesterday, last week, but even today I still don't know what the discussion was in the oil meeting. And obviously the CAD pairs dropped, but we knew, because based on the charts, that we were going to get the drop. Okay, and we did get the drop, and this is how it looks like now. Not the right chart, sorry, not the right chart. This is the drop now. And we're going to show, when we do the analysis, what we think the next direction is. There's a very nice fractal happening here. You see here this blue box, we got it traded. This blue box, okay, we knew that it was going to drop. Right, now look here, it did not reverse because that is a major zone, because that has actually broken there. You can see that it broke there. So this is not a support and resistance zone. This reversed at the top here. Another AB base pattern we're going to talk about just now. Right, that's how accurate this is. And it's a pity there are some people that are sending me charts in their account and how they blew their accounts with this moves, and they have watched this. So it's not just about the forecast, it's also about the timing. Look at this one, pound CAD. All 1, 2, 3 moves. Also from here, this 900 pip drop, we've forecasted. Now the correction, we also trade the correction. Even if we know that this is going to be slow, we're still able to trade. So we never run out of trades. There's always going to be something to trade. So that was before. Look at the drop. Look at the drop. Where does it drop from? One touch of the blue box, and then we're coming down. Already 200 pips down. Okay? We discussed these trades here last 3 weeks, not just last week. This is now Audi New Zealand. I actually expected it to only come to the blue box last week. Now it's already gone much higher than that. You can see this is how accurate this wave theory is when you know what you're doing. Which one is this? Let's have a look. CADJPY. I was a bit sick this week, last week, Monday, Tuesday. So I sent the guys a message in my group, and I told them that there is a nice setup happening on CADJPY. They must have a look. But because they know what to look out for, they do the charts themselves and they take these trades. Okay, so this is actually the daily. You can see that this has already started a move up. There we go. That's a daily. That's not a small move on the daily. Okay, so we're going to talk about the next direction in a bit. Right, so that is CADJPY, and there's a whole lot of that. Pound JPY. Look at this. We said we wanted a drop and then back up, and that is exactly what we got. So we're going to look at what happens. That is that drop. We were here. We wanted the drop, and then we're coming up. The correction, then we're going to look to go up. But that we're going to do that when we do market analysis. All right. One of my favorite stocks, the Indian stock, that is Sun Pharmaceutical. Told you guys that one of the guys from India asked me to have a look at this pair, and I've been tracking it since. So this is the analysis. I just wanted to show him that this wave analysis actually applies to any market. So this was the analysis. This was done. When was this done? Let me check the date here. Okay, no, this one is actually recent. This is June, because I actually started analyzing this way back in April. Okay, so now there you've got the move. It has now made, I'm just going to show you this because I'm not going to look at it during market analysis. It has now made a 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't look like the 5 is complete. So even if it is, if anybody who is interested to trade this pair, they will need to wait for a correction like that for further upside. Okay, that will either be a 1, 2, and then we go up. Okay, so there's still a bit of a move to the upside. So the indices are looking upside. So even the NIFTY is looking up. So more confirmation that this will go up. So that is the recap. This is how we traded last week. So some of the trades that we've been looking at. Oh, maybe I should just show you one that I posted on TradingView last week, and just to see how structure changes. Okay, how structure changes. Let's have a look at this one. This is EURJPY. Actually, eventually made a lot of money in this because it eventually played out. So let's have a look here. Let's get this one on. I want to look at this one. Okay, so this is a EURJPY, which I posted on Friday. I think this was Friday. So if you look at this, we're looking for this to come and take 29.23. This was my target. Okay, then let's play this. You'll see that the structure changed. Okay, not the bias changed. So if you see here, this is the original. This is the original count that I had. I was looking for this to make these 3 waves and then go to the blue box, but instead it made a larger three-wave move, a larger three-wave move. So when this happened, I changed my X and I moved it from there and I moved it here. Then that became a WXY move, WX, and that still was the same structure. It was still a 1, 2. Actually, this is not the red anymore. I moved the yellow here, which meant that this was actually a smaller degree one. So it wouldn't go there. So it needed to give us a larger degree yellow. So this larger degree was here, because you can see that this correction is bigger than this one. See, this is the one that we were looking at, that it was going to take us 1, 2, 3, but it made a larger one. So when it made a larger one, and you see that it does not run away or leave you, it makes this move. Okay, when it made this move, I'm actually getting convinced that, okay, now I think we're going to get further move to the downside. But when it did this correction here, when it made the correction here, we were taking the trade, because it was now confirming the 1, 2, 3-wave structure. Now what happens there? It goes and takes the top, hits the target, the 123 target that we were looking at. Okay, so but I believe that this is still going to make one more up. It's not just going to reverse like that. So that is how structure changes when you're trading. Okay, and the AB base pattern that I was talking about. So this is the AB base pattern. So Elliott has talked about a pattern that has got a bit of a discussion, and that is called the AB base pattern. So what happens with that pattern is that if you're having a trend and then a trend goes like that, what happens is what most traders call a double top. What happens is that you get an A move here and a B move here that separate the uptrend and the downtrend. And typically after this so-called AB base pattern, what you will find is a strong move to the downside. Okay, and this move becomes very impulsive, not even corrective, but becomes a very impulsive move. So basically, an AB base pattern is a change. It's a change of direction kind of pattern. Okay, so there's a bit of a discussion with the two authors, Frost and Pressure, regarding this. They actually say that, and there's nothing wrong with their assertions, because they have never seen it, similar to me having not seen any much of a triangle. So because they have not seen it, they believe that Elliott actually forced this pattern. Okay, they believe that they actually say that he experienced one of the investors' weaknesses, where he was prejudiced on something that he already knew. So he wanted this to confirm to some of the patterns that he knew before. He was looking at this on a triangle of some sort. So there's a bit of a story about that. So the authors of that book, the Key to Market Behavior, they had not seen this in the market. But remember, those guys trade mostly stocks. But they actually say that if this pattern existed, they actually say if it existed, it will solve a lot of problems. Okay, not necessarily a lot of problems, but a lot of structures will make sense. But at the same time, they say that it will violate the wave principle itself. But I have been seeing a lot of this pattern in my analysis. And when we do analysis, I'm going to show you this AB based pattern and how apparent it is in the market, especially the Forex market. This AB pattern exists a lot. Okay, so we're going to talk about this when we look at US dollar CAD and a whole lot of other patterns. You find this AB based pattern, and it actually makes a lot of sense. So just one of the rules on the AB based pattern, just some education here. If you've got an A here, for this to be a valid AB based pattern, it has to break. It has to break. Minimum, it has to break. You cannot call it an AB based pattern if it does not break the previous high. Okay, we're going to discuss about that. Right, so let's talk about trend lines before we get started. So I want to show you US dollar CAD. So today we're going to start with the US dollar CAD analysis. And the reason why I want to start with this one is because it's going to explain the discussion I want to have about trend lines. So let's look at US dollar CAD. Excuse my chart is so messed up. It's got a lot of things. So when I analyze, I've got a lot of things that I look at. Okay, so let us look at this move here on the daily before we look at the latest one. So let's say you've learned trading, you know support and resistance, and you know how to plot your trend lines properly. And I know there's some people that still can't plot the trend lines properly. Let's say you plot your trend line like this here. If we cut this here, let's cut this here. Let's carry it here first. So you can see here, you will have a very nice trend line here. Okay, but then as this plays out, let's have a look at this. Let's pause it there. Your trend line is nice and intact and is being respected every single time when this comes here. Okay, let's play it some more. Okay, let's stop it again. Okay, so now that trend line, I don't know what happened there with that trend line is still valid, right? But now it has been broken here. I remember I was having this discussion with some members last year around March when this broke and they wanted to sell it. Okay, I wasn't going to sell it because the down move looked very corrective to me. This was the down move. For me, I was seeing a continuation to the upside because I don't look at trend lines. I look at trend lines only for channeling and to show that certain patterns have completed. Now, if you're a trendline trader, this pattern would have ticked all the boxes for you to take it. Firstly, it comes down here. Some will say that it is breaking here and it is retesting. So, and this is the daily. When it starts going down like this, you will be selling. You will be selling heavy. Remember, this is out of a major structure. It has broken out clearly, and it is now retesting. Obviously, that's before this happened. It is now retesting and that's going down, right? Supposed to. Okay, so now it does not do that. Let's play it. Let's do that and pause again. So instead of going down, what happens? Instead of going down, let's do that. Instead of going down, it goes up like that. Okay, so that sell, a lot of people would have lost a lot of money. And I know because I had a couple of people that were losing money because they were busy selling here. And all I was seeing was this W, X, Y, X, Z. I was looking at a W, X, Y, X, Z, W, X, Y, X, Y, X, Z move. And I was trading this up and I was looking to sell it here and I sold it to the pip and I got 1,300 pips to the downside. Okay, so trend lines do not necessarily work. So let's just look at this trend line that we have here. So if this trend line was like this and it did not work, what is the natural thing to do for a person who trades trend lines? They were going to do this, right? You're going to adjust your trend line. So your trend line is no longer there now because it has been broken and went up. Now it's here. So what good is a trend line if you're going to keep adjusting it? And you cannot even explain why this trend line did not work. Okay, so let me show you how this was traded live and how you look at structure. And I'm discussing this one because that's the one that's playing out very nicely, and that shows it's a very good example of how trend lines don't necessarily work. So let's have a look here. I want to show you, because I don't just want to tell you that we bought here, we sold here without any proof. Okay, because and there's a language that we don't use in our group. It's something like it's going up, it's going down. We don't say such things. We say it's going up from where to where, and if it doesn't go, it's going to invalidate at this level, and if it goes, we're going to take profit at this level. That's the kind of language that we speak. Because if you say it's going up, yes, it may be going up for 2 seconds, and it goes reverse. It's what good is it then? Right. So let's look at this. How we traded this one. This one here. So let's look at USD CAD. Okay, we're going to be wrapping up just now. Not the right document. Right, US dollar CAD. Let's have a look at it. See how we trade. You see what I was talking about? So when everybody was going crazy about selling down here and getting this move, I was still looking to buy it to the upside. And I said it's going to make a 3-wave move. You see the WXY, XY, XZ that I was talking about? There you have it. Right, this was last year, guys, and this is a daily move. Now look how we traded actually. We actually trade the move. Right, so this is how that goes. That is that 3-wave move that I was talking about. This is where I was buying for upside. You see that WXY that I had drawn? That's how we traded. We trade this one move, and then it corrects here. You take it again here. Look what is happening here. I am waiting for a sell here on the blue box. You will see that this actually goes 1,300 pips right from the blue box. So remember, I'm buying 600 pips here, exit. Correction, I buy another 600 pips here, exit. Now, right here on the blue box, I'm selling for now that big move that everybody was looking at here. Now, that big move eventually comes. Let's have a look there. The big move eventually comes, and look where it reverses, right on the blue box. Right on the blue box. You see. So this strategy is not just a common strategy that everybody knows. This is something different that has been well researched, that has been studied, and it is based on Fibs. And those that the Fibonacci strategy should have been learned properly. It's not just the 61.8, guys. So now you see that how that played out. Okay, you can see how that played out from right here in the blue box. Let's play it out. Now we're going to look at the current analysis on US dollar CAD. Let's look how this is playing out here now. Now I'm seeing a repeat of this whole move in this current move. Okay, let's just stop that and do that. So I am seeing a repeat of this move. What am I seeing? I'm seeing that we had a WXY, XZ. So I'm also seeing that here we are having a WXY, right? So I'm seeing that this has made a 1, 2, 3. This has made a 1, 2, 3. There's a reason why I'm cutting through this. I'm looking at this as a one zigzag pattern. That's why I will cut through this, because we're looking at degrees. So I'm looking at this. We are here. This is where we are currently. We are here, but from this one that has already played out, this is where we are. So I believe that this down move here may not be the one that goes all the way. So what I'm thinking here is that we are going to get a correction here. We're going to get a down move. We're going to get another correction like that, and then we're going to get another three-wave move. Similar to what we had here. You see, similar to what you had here. So if we get this move, that will be a WXYXZ, and when we get a Z move like we did here, this is a 10 lot size move for 1,300. This was a 1,300 pips move. So that's why I say trend lines don't necessarily work if you're not using them the right way. So where are we now currently with this move? Let's take some of this off. Let's take some of this off. Don't worry, the market analysis will be quite quick because everything is nice and organized. So I'm looking at this to make a B, C, W, X, and then the Y. Okay, so then now we're looking for this to come down here. So it may still give you one more. So don't get too excited that we're getting a down move. Yes, you already have 200 pips to the downside, but that does not mean we're going to get another 1,000 like we did here yet. Okay, but we need to watch how it goes. But if you're in a trade, you're safe and sound. The trade is running risk-free. All right, so that's how this one looks. It's very nice. Looks very good. So for now, you take continuation patterns. You take continuation patterns all the way down. Okay, so that is the story about trend lines. And lastly on trend lines, this is the reason why I decided that I was going to discuss this, is because somebody called me telling me that they have lost money. I'm sorry it is you. I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just trying to educate others so that they don't make the same mistakes. This is gold. And you know, trend lines, I'm very good with trend lines actually. I know how to trade through trend lines properly. So somebody was looking at gold like this. Let's draw that trend lines properly. So if you look at this, not like that, sorry. I actually started the trend line here. Look how perfect this is. And this is a daily, he was actually looking at it on the monthly on MT4. He was buying here. Why? Because this is a monthly support, right? Supposed to be the monthly support. But we were looking, what were we looking for? We were looking for this to correct here and get a move to the downside. And why are we looking for this to go to the downside? Because we've got a historical analysis of the pair. We're looking for this to give us an ABC move here. Have we not been looking for this for the last couple of months? Okay, so this is the reason why I wanted you to look at this example. So this person is buying here based on this monthly or daily support, and now they actually lose money. And you go in heavy because you are so confident of this, but look what happens. All right, so that's US dollar CAD. We've looked at US dollar CAD. Let's go through to the market analysis before we talk about that. So the course is going to be on the 9th of July. Those who are interested in the course, you can send me an email and you'll get the details. So the course is a 5-day course and then 2 years of mentorship. We do daily webinars in our group. So it's just 5 days of bombarding you with theory, but I don't expect you to be a pro wave trader in just a matter of 5 days. That's why we do practical every single day in our group, looking at the market, doing practical application, and you'll get the videos for learning as soon as you join our group. Okay, so when you join our group, this is what you're gonna find on Slack. You're gonna find all these pairs here, all of them with daily and 4-hour analysis. Okay, so the cost for the course is $529 US, and the price is gonna go up after the July course. So if you don't join us now, you may find it at a higher price, unfortunately. Okay, right, so let's get started. Euro US dollar and the DXY. Hope you enjoyed that lesson. It did not waste your time. Euro US dollar, the DXY. Let's look at that. Do I still have people in the room? Great. Let's have a look here. Euro US dollar. Let me switch off here. So Euro US dollar and the DXY, they're doing exactly what we have been looking them to do. So I've got the US dollar currency index at the bottom and the Euro US dollar at the top. So you can see that this chart won't be very clear if I'm looking at them like that. So I'm going to remove the labeling. So look out here. We've been looking for 1, 2, 3, and this to be a 4 and then a 5. But this looks strange, yeah? It does not actually look strange. This could be making an ending diagonal in wave 5, and we still get our ABC move that we're looking for. Similarly here, we may be looking for ending diagonal in wave 5, and then we still look for that ABC move in the opposite direction. So let's look at Euro US dollar individually. Euro US dollar is an inverse of the dollar index. All right, so this is the daily. Let's look at the 4-hour. Okay, so today I did not do the recap on how this one has been playing out, so we'll look at it like this. So this one looks quite tricky. You can't really see what is going on. So that is that AB base pattern that I was talking about that has just happened here. It happened when we had that big move to the downside. See here, down, it goes and breaks the top. So there's those that will call it a double top, but I call it the AB base pattern. And typically after the AB base pattern, you get these types of moves. Okay, so after that, you get a sharp move to the downside. What do we know about a sharp move to the downside? We know that a sharp move like this will typically end in a diagonal. Okay, so I've already drawn the diagonal lines here, but they are very premature because this structure here may not be complete, may still push a little bit higher and give you this move like that. Then you get that, then you get that, then you get that before you get that ABC move to the upside. So what is the next thing to do here to look out for? You look for continuation. But just be careful here that it may reverse anytime here. So at these trend lines, you can see that it has got no basis whatsoever. I'm just looking for this to make a diagonal. So it does not have to do that. So the next immediate move that has got all the data and information is this one here. Any continuation here will look to break this top here. If it breaks, it may just be coming somewhere around here. Okay, but don't look for this as a level because as I said, this trend line has got no basis whatsoever. So I will be looking for these to start those moves. So this trend line, if we are looking at a red diagonal, is actually wrong as well because it cannot start from 3. It needs to start where the pattern starts. It should start from 4 because if this is going to be a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, it should start here where the wave 4 ends. Okay, and then we're going to get that big bounce that we're looking at. So far, we've been accurate with this, and this is how it looks at this stage. Complete inverse on the dollar index. US dollar CAD we spoke about just now. What do you need to look out for here? Reversed on the blue box. Here's another AB base pattern. Okay, the AB base pattern. Remember what I said about the AB base pattern? It breaks before it goes. Okay, so now it has gone. Now, if you are looking to enter here, we're already in from right here. Okay, not even here, but right here. All right, so you're looking for a continuation pattern. So any continuation pattern, not a small one, it needs to be a little bit bigger because we are now looking to go to an X. So there's still quite a bit of move to the downside, but I do not believe it's going to go all the way. I believe that it will give us a three-wave move possibly and another three-wave move to the upside. Okay, that will come and break this top again. Right, so that is US dollar CAD, pound US dollar. So with all these pairs, we are looking for a bit of a bounce to the upside. Pound US dollar, it has made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first leg. So I need to show you the AB based pattern here, even on a corrective structure that I've shown you guys a couple of times here. This is a pound US dollar. If you look at this structure here, this labeling here, it will not make sense if you did not have an AB based pattern. You can see that this is a daily structure, properly labeled. Everything makes sense until it ends here on this orthodox top here. But you cannot have a move starting with a corrective structure like this. If you get a corrective structure like that, then it means you're getting continuation. But because it is not a corrective structure and it is not linked to this, you are getting an AB based pattern. Here's an AB based pattern. I've labeled it an AB based pattern. What did I say about an AB based pattern? It has to break the previous high, and then what happens after that? It gives you a sharp move to the downside. That's what you got, right? So you've got that sharp move here. Pound US dollar, what are we looking at in the 4 hour? Let's have a look here. We are looking for a bit of a bounce, similar to what we're looking for on all the US dollar pairs. Okay, if US dollar is your quoted currency, expect a bit of weakness on the US dollar for a bit of a bounce to the upside here. Then we're gonna look for continuation. So you can see Euro US dollar, we're looking for a bit of a bounce to the upside. Okay, so any continuation structure here, you need to be careful when it gets to this level because it may just reverse. Could even come back here or retest that one. But for now, enough information is for short moves to the upside. If you get good setups in the week for downside, take them because the US dollar is still strong. Right, so USDCHF, I have to show you the daily again and show you where this came from, where the whole analysis is coming from. This is the daily diagonal that we've been looking at since 2017. I've been trading this from here, from right here. That's when the diagonal started making sense. So even with these crazy spikes, they actually still form price structures. So here you've got an ABC forming your wave 4 there. And now the current move that we are in, I'm going to switch this off. The current move that we are in now is the upside to go and make that wave 5. So we just need to get this corrective structure right. And that is what we're busy forming here. So that line is overextended. It needs to come here to wave 5. If you show the labeling here, that's what it looks like. So your wave 5 is going to end somewhere here. Okay. Right. So let's look at the 4 hour and see how this structure here is playing out. Let's have a look at it. 4 hour. All right. So let's have a look. So the theme goes for a short-term weakness in the US dollar. Here, corrective structure for downside. Look for it to end here because from here you may get. I showed you 3 structures last week. You may want to do yourself a favor and watch last week's video because that may do that and make a 1, 2, 3 before it goes for wave 5. Okay, that was one alternative, or it can just come down here. It can come down here, give us this one, and then carry on with the move. This one. And corrective structure. So that's why you need to wait for this structure to complete before you start trading this. So this trend line also has no basis as well. I'm just anticipating. I will adjust it as the structure forms. For now, I'm anticipating short-term move to this side. If it goes all the way, then fine. But I'm not even looking to trade this one because it's not clear at this stage. Audi US dollar. Audi US dollar is one of those that we've been trading, one of those 10 lot sizes that you found on this correction. I think it was 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago that when we traded this, it was on around the 22nd when I gave you this trade, the first of the month, the start of the month. Actually started trading this in the first week. What are we looking for? We're looking for a clear WXY move. This structure is similar to what you're having on EURJPY right now. Right, so look at the blue box. It's like magic, right? And what are we getting here? You've got all that drop. So are we now looking for a reversal? I don't think so. I don't think that's the whole reversal. So if you're not on this trade here, we spoke about these bounces last week. If you're not on here, look for it to at least test here, and then you may be getting continuation to the upside. That would be a regular flat. Okay, that's Audi US dollar New Zealand. New Zealand US dollar, looking for short-term bounces. So this one can just give you a 1, 2, 3 here, and then go to the downside. So even if it doesn't go like that, you can do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, and then we go. So I'm just looking for a bounce in this waves to the downside. So this one has actually reached the level where we can call the 5 waves complete. So on the 1,61, you see everything is measured according to the FIPS. So we're looking for a bit of a bounce here. Okay, look out for that. You can get a short-term move there. So I think that concludes all the US dollar pairs. We can do our US dollar ZAR. So US dollar ZAR, we mentioned last week that when it has gone down with a 3-wave move, so you expect a 3-wave move up. So this is where we were last week. This is where we were, 1, 2, 3 down, and I expected it to give us a 3-wave move up. I didn't really expect it to come and test the top here, but it has now tested the top, but it's now going correctively. So this may keep going down like this, but this will just be forming a corrective structure. So I'm not sure if this corrective structure is going to give us another move to the upside, but I may expect that it gives us a bit of a sideways move here. So wait for something to set up here. What you have now is a pulsing move to the downside. If you get a correction here, you cannot be afraid of a running flat because this is just tagged and reversed. So you will be targeting this level here for this one, unless it has made an AB based pattern, tagged, and we are going all the way. And remember how it goes with a sharp move. So either way, you want to be in the trade when this one happens here. Okay. If you get a nice setup here, corrective structure, you take it. Just remember this flex that I'm drawing like this here doesn't mean it's just candles like that. It's a corrective structure, one of Elliott Wave corrective structures. That's US dollar. Those are the US dollar pairs. Right, now let's look at the yen pairs. So I'm going to start with pound JPY. Pound JPY, look out for a small correction here. A little bit tricky because this may even reverse on you here, but I'm looking for it to give me a move up to this level. There's a reason why I'm looking at that. It's been going in 3 waves all around. It's been going in 3 waves. Look at that green degree. From where, okay, from right where this swing starts at the bottom, this has just been doing these 3-wave moves within the red. You see here, 1, 2, 3. We traded this one here. 1, 2, 3. This one here. 1. We traded this one. This was during BOE interest rate announcement. We looked for this one to the downside, but still, as that is going, it's going in 3-wave moves. Okay, 1, 2, 3, like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. What do you expect? You expect a 3, at least to that level, and then we're gonna come we're gonna continue with the move down. So that's pound US dollar. Look out for this, and this looks like a V pattern, our popular V pattern. So you need to wait for a corrective structure. Even if it's a small one on the 1 hour, you can take it to that level. Okay, that's pound US dollar. The rest of the yen pairs, US dollar JPY. So US dollar JPY, I'm going to show you what we were looking to happen last week and how this is changing. Okay, so last week we had this move here down. Okay, and I was looking for this to make an ABC move like that, where this is going to be A, this was going to be a B, and then a C, right? So this move, instead of giving us a C, what does it give us? It gives us a 1, 2, 3. But you see that you do not lose money even if you're wrong here, okay? Because normally you know the reaction areas. You know the reaction areas. The only difference is that when it reacts, is it going all the way or is it just correcting? So if it's just correcting, you know that it's going to go that direction first before you lose money. If it reverses, you're going to see it. Okay, so this is what happened. We were looking for this move to the downside, and we're looking for it to correct and go down. So now it makes a 3-wave move down. Now the structure has changed, and this is how we're looking at this now. We're looking for this to give us a nice WXY move here. Okay, so look out for a correction here and look for it to at least take that level minimum. So this is still as one push higher. Okay, so if this is a 1, 2, 3 wave move here, then expect another 1, 2, 3 wave move here. Okay, So that changes the structure a little bit. So you're gonna wait for this correction here. All right, my favorite, EURJPY. EURJPY. I'm going to take this off. This is the one that I posted on TradingView, and it was amazing how the structure changes and how you do not panic when the move is not going your way, because you've got confirmation that tells you when to enter and when not to enter. But obviously, this one here had actually confirmed entry. I think there's a point where I entered this one here. I can't remember where the first post was. I think it was where was that? Because we already had this. Let me just label this. I've already adjusted the labelings. So I want to show you where I entered and I lost a trade when I was trading this. Here I lost a trade here because I was looking for it to go up here from here. Okay, there was no way I could move this structure to break even. There was no opportunity for that. So what I was seeing here was that this has now made this structure. This candle has closed outside the flag here. I was inside, I was in when this one happened. So, but as soon as I was in, you can see that it went out and it took me out because my stop loss would have been just under the flag. That's fine. That happens. So the structure keeps going. When it made this additional one here to the downside, I actually disqualified the count. I disqualified the trade that I posted. Okay, then it sets up like this. WXY, move, and then it goes. So this one looks like it was starting with a leading diagonal, expanding diagonal, and this was a textbook entry point. You could even enter it before it started going to the upside. So it was easy, quick peeps here. And look what happens right on the blue box. Are we going to get a reversal? I believe we're just going to get a reaction, and then we're going to go up, because I'm thinking now that the move up is going to be a larger one now. Okay, I believe that we are going. I believe that we are now making a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Okay, remember this one here that we looked at last week? We're looking for this 1, 2, and then I'm looking for this one to go even further up. Okay, so I'm not looking for a reversal in the blue box. I'm just waiting for a reaction, for a continuation to the upside. So look out for this one here. This structure I showed, I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks back, on the 1 hour, that we have completed this structure. We have completed a 1 correction, a 1 correction, and then it completed that structure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay, looks like we had an AB base pattern here before we got the drop. So what I'm seeing here is that this is all the correction. This one here is all the correction that we wanted after the AB base pattern, either that or a truncation, but it doesn't matter. That it has completed 1, 2, 3. Remember this structure. I'm going to show you the same structure on the daily. Okay, on the daily, let's have a look at this. This is exactly the same structure. That whole structure that I showed you just now was this piece here. This piece has completed this structure. Okay, but this structure is incomplete, because what we are looking for with that one is, remember what I said here on that smaller one? I showed you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we looking for? We're looking for upside. That's why I'm saying this one may be going all the way. Okay, so any continuation pattern, take it, but take cognizance of the fact that this can come do this first before it goes, giving you a big 1, 2, and then we start a bigger move to the upside all the way to 150. Okay, so that is how that one looks now. Let's see if I do not, it's not messy. It is actually quite messy there, but that is the structure. It is clearer here what I'm looking for. All right, let's take that off. So we'll be looking for that continuation. CHFJPY. CHFJPY, you now have a similar structure, just only here at the bottom. 1, 2, 3 move up, 1, 2. So possibilities are that if EURJPY is going to take and reverse, this one will lead us. So this is the nice thing about correlation. This is how we're going to know whether EURJPY is going to reverse when it gets to that, to this one, whether it's going to give us one down or go, because CHFJPY is already there. It has already made the 1, 2, 3 back. Let's get them back on, get on the same page so you should see what we mean. Okay, so on the left-hand side here is CHFJPY, and on the right-hand side is EURJPY. So EURJPY is on the 240. I want them both to be on the daily. Okay, on the 240. Let's get them all on the 240. Okay, so here we've got 1, 2, 3 wave move here. No, this needs to be on the daily. Need to put them on both on the daily. Right. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. You're looking at this structure here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. US dollar chief is already here, almost here. We're gonna know if US dollar chief breaks and goes, then we will know that this one, if it is still here, you can take it, and you will know that if Chief JPY breaks here and goes, that this one, even if you took it here, you don't have to worry here. It's gonna go and follow what Chief JPY has done. That's how you'll apply correlation. Okay, so that's how you look at Chief JPY together with euro. So Chief JPY, go to the 4-hour. Let's look at how this is playing out now. All you need to look out for is a continuation. It's continuation. You had this 1, 2. If you get continuation, you're going. Okay, look out for that continuation. If it breaks here, it is close to that area. But if it corrects here, then you know that you're gonna continue the move to the upside. Looking at the rest of the yen pairs, let's look at. We've got pound, US dollar, euro, chief. We've done AUDJPY. Okay, also made a 1, 2, 3 move here. Let's look at what the labeling was here. We actually expected these bounces here, right, on the yen pair. So this could be a flat correction that corrects to the downside, but because we are bullish the other yen pairs, we'll expect a correction and a continuation to the upside on this one, unless it makes a impulse like that. Then we're gonna change our bias. So let's go through the rest of the yen pairs and look and see what the bias is. CADJPY. So somebody asked me last week, why am I looking for CADJPY to go up when I'm looking for, or to go down when I'm looking for oil to go up? That's because of correlation and understanding. When I say go down, what do I mean? I think we were around here last week. I said we're gonna get a further move to the downside. We're gonna drop a little bit more. That's what I meant. We needed to drop a little bit more before we get this move. Okay, not a single person in our group missed this move because we posted it. We discussed in the daily webinars. Okay, so that's CADJPY. So CADJPY, you can see we've got a strong impulsive move to the upside, 1, 2, and you need to get continuation here. This sequence is not done. It needs to continue with the move to the upside. So continuation for upside on the yen pairs in the week ahead. That's CAD and New Zealand. Did we do New Zealand? We didn't do New Zealand. Let's do New Zealand now. So you've got a reversal here on New Zealand. Wait for continuation here as well. Do not rush. Wait for continuation. Okay, all the yen pairs is continuation for upside. Okay, let's do silver and gold. Silver and gold, also just a bit of a bounce here. This sequence down is not complete. You can see that I'm still waiting for it to go all the way down. Continuation, it may do a 3-wave move, but it will eventually come down. So even if this move here is just like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, up, down, that is still fine. Something like this here. If it makes something like this, then you know you are selling here. Structures like that. Easy. It's very easy to trade this. It's gonna be a corrective structure. You will see when this builds that you're going to get a continuation to the downside. Right now, it's just a single wave to the upside. Single move to the upside doesn't mean anything. It needs to make something to show whether it's going to correct or this impulse is going to carry on to the upside. But I'm more inclined for it to do something like this before we go down. So that's gold, silver. Let's look at silver. It should have the same structure on the 4-hour. Slight bounce. This bounce is in 3 waves, so that's why I'm looking for Let's go to the 1 hour actually. Short term, I'm only showing you short term here. You can see here, you're just looking for this continuation. You've got 1, 2, this 3 is not complete actually on silver, because here you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 here. So you will get that, and possibly a correction here that does something like this for another one like that, giving you this move here for continuation to the downside, similar to what gold is doing. So sideways. So you don't want to be involved here in these sideways moves unless they set up clearly. All right, so that's silver and gold. Let's look at the pound pairs. We've already done pound JPY, so we're going to start with pound CAD. Pound CAD, one of the amazing trades of 2017. Let's look at this here daily. So pound CAD, after this big move from all the way from Brexit started here, by the way. You can see even before Brexit started, we had a corrective structure. So even Brexit, when it happened, you knew that it was gonna come to the downside. So you had a big move, swing high, swing low here. You had a clear 3-wave move here. Okay, so pound CAD, similar to EUROCAD, we have been buying it from here. Initially only looking for it to take this level here. Okay, when it broke here, we looked for the blue box here. I think we still have the blue box. I don't know if I took it off. Okay, I actually did take it off. And then from there, we've just been looking for it to come down. If you look about 3-4 weeks back, I said we're gonna get a bounce here. And this bounce, I showed you that it will possibly make you a structure like this. A structure like this. Those who like harmonic patterns, let's have a look here. If you like harmonic patterns, this is what you will get. So this is what I was looking at. This move here, the bounce. See, even this before this bounce happened, and we traded this bounce, and now we're looking to trade it all the way down here to this level. So that's how accurate it is. And when you know the whole structure, all the moves, not just one single move. So pound CAD, we look at it together with pound AUD, because this one is just following in the footsteps of the pound AUD move. So let's take this off here. If you look on this one on the daily, you will see that exact move that I'm looking at, pound AUD. Let's look at pound AUD. You see that if you look at that harmonic pattern here, this is the one that I am looking at here now in pink. Because look here, let's switch this off. Remember, pound AUD has already done this whole move that I'm looking for pound CAD to do. Pound AUD has already done this 1, 2, 3. Pound CAD is only doing the 1, 2, 3 now. But pound AUD did this move last year between October 2016 and April, May 2017. So I have only been copying this pound AUD move here on pound CAD. So as you see here, let's do this pattern here. If you look at this, can you do this one? This harmonic pattern here on pound AUD ended like this. See, X, A, B, C. Okay, I tell my members that we do not trace harmonic patterns in isolation. We use them just to confirm some of the levels. Okay, so this one was a clear one which we traded to the upside, A, B, C, D. So even this one here, this was happening during the news. This trade is actually on TradingView. I posted it last year as well for 1,000 pips to the upside. This whole move. So why can we not trade this one exactly the same way? Because it has already done this one here. We're looking for this. It has bounced. It has bounced. Now we're looking for this to come down here. Not all the way, but possibly to the 88. It will be deep, possibly to the 88, and it will complete this, and it will start this move to the upside. And you can see this one made a move to the upside. Exactly the same. That's how we've been looking at this. And we see this way before. This is not hindsight. That's how easy it is to trade. But even if you know this direction, you still need to get the timing right. You still need to get the levels right, because the levels are not based on support and resistance levels. It's a different strategy that we use. We use fib levels. Okay, so that's how this one looks now. We're looking for downside there. Continuation. Look for continuation to the downside. Okay, so here you may be getting a bit of a corrective structure here, something like that before you go. So keep an eye on that one, and let's see how that one plays out. That's pound CAD, pound chief. Pound chief, we're looking for a bit of a bounce. Looking for a bit of a bounce here back to this level. You've got a V pattern here. So look out for a corrective flag. So even if it goes one more down, do not sell this one. Look for bounce to the upside. But that bounce is only giving you a corrective structure, this corrective structure here. Okay, so it may still give you one down before it goes. Okay, and that will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you get a bounce. Okay, so that's what you're going to be looking at on pound chief. Let's see if you've got any divergence. Yes, you are. You've got divergence as well. Remember, divergence does not mean that you are reversing. It tells you that you will soon. Okay, so this structure here is pretty corrective, so it could give you one down before it goes. Don't miss this one. These V patterns are very easy to trade, so do not miss that one. That's pound chief. We've done pound chief, pound Audi, pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand, a bit of a change in structure, because I was only looking for pound New Zealand to make a bounce only up to that level and go down. Okay, so now this is what the structure looks like. The structure that I was looking at was this 1, 2, 3, like that, before it goes up. Okay, so it looks like we're changing that structure a bit. Let's get those levels off. Right, so we've got 1 down like that, and this one may have done something like that, and it will possibly give us another one. So we've got W here. We may be getting another one that goes all the way to that level. So here, look for a bit of a continuation on pound in New Zealand and take it back up at least to that level. Okay, so this down move, we're looking for this correction here to take it back, at least break here this low and give us this 1, 2, 3. This has now changed a little bit. So look a bit for continuation to the upside. It's a bit complex inside here, but we trade it regardless. All right, so that's pound New Zealand, pound chief. I think we've done all the pound pairs. If I missed any, you'll let me know. So let's do the euros. We do EURCAD. So EURCAD, another one with which we discussed during the recap. And you'll see that even the gaps, you see there was a gap here. Initially, I wanted to sell it here. And you see here, this is how the structure changes. 1, 2, 3 here, correction. When it made this one here, I was sure that it was gonna go, give us a flag and go. But this was the analysis on a Sunday. When we opened the market, this one gapped up. After gapping up, it corrects like that, and then it moves down. So when it does that, obviously from here, you don't know what structure it wants to make. But then when it comes down here and it starts going up like this, then you can actually see what is going on here. You see a corrective structure. All you do here is wait for an entry point. Okay, and that's what you got. You get an entry point up to the blue box. Blue box, you know, that's your reversal area. And notice something here. Let's see here. Is there a major level here? Really? Is there a major level? Anything that you call a major level here, you're forcing it. Okay, but why did it reverse? Now the next time you want to trade this, when this comes here, you want to sell it here because there's a major level. This is how a support and resistance traders lose money. It is not reversing because of a major level. It is reversing because that is how the nature of the market works and how the nature of anything in the world works on the Fibonacci, where everything works with Fibonacci numbers. Okay. It works with Fibonacci numbers. So the next time you're gonna try and sell it here, you're gonna say this is your resistance area, nothing on the left, but you wanna sell it here, or you're gonna call it an untested, what do you call it? Untested support, untested resistance. That stuff all does not work, and I don't want to criticize it because I know there are people who actually look at support and resistance differently and are actually profitable because they know how to look at the market. Okay, I'm just showing you the flaws because I've traded this before and I know what the flaws are. But when you're looking at the wave theory, there's the right way the market moves. It moves. It's mathematical. It's a mathematical move. It moves mathematically. Okay, so if you do not understand Fibonacci and nature's law, then you will not understand how this is supposed to move. Okay, right, so that's EURCAD. So what are you looking for? Similar to PoundCAD, you're looking for continuation to the downside. Nothing stops this from making one more up before it goes up. Okay, so wait for it, let it give you the confirmation. All right. Overking is laughing. I don't know which party is laughing at. All right, so that's EURCAD, EURAUD, EURAUD upside. See now, somebody's going to ask me, why are you looking for EURAUD to go and EURCAD to go down? It's because we've got 1, 2, 3 here. Even EURAUD, this is at the blue box, similar to what you have on pound. So the blue box on EURAUD was not quite reached as yet. Okay, so this one, it looks like it's making this 1, 2, 3 corrective structure. It's making this one here. It may give us this one before it goes up and gives us a WXYXZ move here before we go down. Okay, so wait for it to give you a move like that. Okay, so this may crawl still up to this level before it gives you this one. Not the clearest one to trade. If you want to trade a euro pair, look for EURCAD. All right, so euro pound. Okay, euro pound. Let's have a look. This is what we looked at last week. You can see here we looked at it for it to come down and then go up because we're looking at the structure here. Okay, it's going up. Look for continuation here. Look for continuation. We wanted to go and take that top there. Okay, that's euro pound, EURCAD, EURAUD. We've done EURCHF. EURCHF showed you this move here. You can see it's making upside here as you expect. Continuation, trade it up to that level. All this may be making just a 3-wave move before we come down. Okay, but for now, the next immediate move is continuation to the upside. But you can see that it's moving very slowly. It's going to frustrate you. It's going to frustrate you. So this rather get another one that's got a better structure. That's EUROCHF. I think that concludes all the euro pairs. And now we can look at some of the CAD pairs and then oil. Okay, let's look at AUD New Zealand. AUD New Zealand, one of the ones that are playing out so well. So last week we were looking for these two come up to the blue box and continue to move to the downside. So this is why I say it is very difficult for you to lose a trade at loss than at a break even, because if you are taking this trade here, you're taking it here. As we said, you saw the setup I discussed in the beginning, and your target is here. You see here, even at the target, we had a reaction that looked like it was a 1, 2, 3 move and it was complete and we're going to go down. Okay, so but this down move did not confirm. This one has confirmed. You were looking for profit at that level. You take your profit, that's fine. Even if it carries on to the upside, you were analyzing that it will only come to that level. That change of structure doesn't really matter. If you get another proper entry, then you can take it, but look out for this level here. Okay, so that's how you're looking at EURAUD. Look out when it gets to that level. Okay, that's AUD New Zealand, sorry. AUDCAD, I have to speak about this one. I should rather call this one Harris pair. It's actually the one that he has been trading while I was trading other CAD pairs, the euro and the pound CAD. He was trading this one. Okay, so this one has been quite slow. You see here, these trades can be very frustrating. Trades that go like this, they can be very frustrating, and you can exit this trade thinking that it is exited. So here we may be looking for this. There's no confirmation that we're going to get this move to the upside here. Okay, so just watch out here. It may just give you a bounce and then go. Only confirmation for upside is a up pulse and a correction, and then we'll take it there. But right now, look out for correction, for continuation to the downside. Yes, structure always wins. Right, so that's what you're going to be looking at. It looks like a nice 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but it needs to confirm. This can very well be an AB based pattern. Can it be? No, it can be, but we cannot really see if it touches there. Let's have a look here. It actually doesn't really touch. So we cannot call it an AB based pattern. All right, so this can make a 1, 2, 3 move and go up. So here we cannot really see what the structure is, although we've got the sequence telling us that we need to get upside, but it needs to confirm. Right, that's Audi, and now we can look at New Zealand CAD as well. Okay, CADCHF, one of the trades that I posted while I was lying on the couch, down with flu. I actually told the guys to have a look at this flag here. That was such a textbook setup. So CADCHF and CADJPY, I posted while I was lying on my couch and I was trading this. Okay, so very nice trade, very easy. Some are just giveaways. You know, sometimes are just giveaways. Ticks all the boxes, ticks all the entry points. You just take the trade. Okay, right. Let's look at New Zealand CAD first, because I know some like New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD is coming down with all the CAD pairs. So we looked at this here. This one was dying, or I was begging to go down. You can see that it had a similar structure to EURCAD when it was going up here, right there. Move there. I was actually not trading this one. I was trading the other CAD pairs. You can see clear down move here. Look for it to come and retest this level here for a reaction, for the first reaction. Right now, you only have one single move to the downside. You can look for small corrections to this level, but it's very risky. It has already gone. Okay, so that's that's New Zealand CAD. Let's look at oil. Oil, I can't say any more about oil because the analysis on this has always been spot on. When did we start trading oil? Just to show you, we've been trading or showing you oil on these webinars from when we were here. After oil made this corrective structure here, let's switch that off. After oil made this pulse and a corrective structure here, I've been saying every single week when we come to the webinar that correction, buy, every single time, correction, buy. Look at from here. This from July last year, every time we talk about oil, I just kept saying every move is a sell. Right there, you got that move here for the last wave 5. Sorry, buys. It was just buys. Right, so even when we got to that wave 3 here, we're looking for this to just keep crawling here and drop down eventually, and that's how you got the drop. So I told you that this was ending wave 4 and it was not going to go all the way. And now we have a clear wave 4 set. And once you've got a wave 4, you can actually project your minimum wave 5, which will be reached around that level for a wave 5. See how easy it is to trade oil. Now, what is the next move? Look for continuation, but take care because now we're now reaching a level where it can now reverse. So you get, every time you get these structures like this, these continuation structures like that, you see here, 1, 2, 3, what it does, flag, goes, 1, 2, 3, this one is not a nice one, 1, 2, this one here, a bit of a drop, you take it up. So that's how, but you're very late if you're going to be buying here. You're very late, unless it gives you a deeper one like this one, like this one, like this one, then you can hop in. But small ones like this can keep doing this and take you out. So that's oil. We're still bullish oil until we get any indication otherwise. You're getting divergence now. So any moments we should start seeing a reversal. But you know, they keep pushing it and pushing it higher. They can't just push it higher like that and go and drop it. So we're still on wave 5. We're gonna keep. We're still bullish on oil. All right. Let's look at the indices. S&P 500, SPY. So SPY. This is the structure that we're still looking at. Still looking for this as a 1, 2, and then I'm looking for this to come down. You can see here we've got a corrective structure. We look like we've got continuation to the downside. Okay, so look at that one. Maybe even come back and retest the low here. You see, that's what I have, a WXY internally. I've had this for the last couple of weeks now, and it is now starting to follow this. Even before we had this move, I was looking for this to come test here and drop here. Now it looks like you get a continuation pattern. You've got this now here on the 1 hour. You've got a drop to the downside. How do you trade this going forward? It's a continuation here, a flag, you take it down. Okay, it's a little bit strange because the South African index is looking bullish for the next week and they normally track each other. So we need to be careful here. So this can just be a sideways move that can just do that before it goes like that. Okay, so this one is not clear and correlation is not giving me any clear indication, but shortest move that you can find if it does not open with a gap up is this move. Okay, if you get that move, you're gonna get a bigger one and a bigger one to the downside before we start going up. Okay, so now the NASDAQ is also very interesting because it looked like it was running away, but we said that the others are not done with their structures. Even though this one had broken the top, the only way that it will go, see here, it has broken the top here. The only way that it was going to go, it was if this one made a corrective structure here. Okay, but it does not make a corrective structure. Instead, it reverses. So you see here, they have to wait for each other. They cannot just go like that. Are we going to go down here? You need to get a corrective structure here for further downside. Then it will make this structure internally here, right? Then that will be a structure that looks something like this. You've got a pulsing move down, you've got a pulsing move up. That pulsing move up I should do with a different color. Pulsing move up, and then you get this yellow structure. Okay, so if you've got a yellow, then you're gonna need a green. So it means that you're still gonna have sideways here. If you've got a green, you're gonna need red here. And then after the red, only then can this move here go up. Okay, right. So that's how you're gonna be looking at. So this is all way ahead, forecasting way too far ahead without enough data. Where do we have enough data? We've got enough data right here that we've got a bit of a drop here. So, and any continuation to the downside here, we'll be taking it down. Okay. The FTSE or the UK 100 index, this one looks bullish, interestingly. Okay, but that bullishness related to the others may just mean that it will correct like that. But we're going to be looking for it to come and test this level. This is on the 1 hour. Let's show you the higher time frame. Higher time frame that will be on the 4 hour. Let's look on the 4 hour. All right. See, the 4 hour has made a textbook WXY move. 1, 2, 3 here, and now we're looking for this move. A continuation here, we are bullish. Okay, that's what we're looking at on this one. But this may drop one more based on what the other indexes are doing. So we have to keep an eye on this one. There will be confirmations that you will get, and those confirmations are something like this: a corrective structure here, a clear corrective structure for upside. Either that or a move back down into the pattern. Okay, so right now you've got those two options. You cannot really tell which one. Wait for the market to build up a bit before you take the trade. The Nikkei similar. Nikkei actually looks like it's going to bounce up soon because we're making this V pattern here. Takes here, and then we go up. So these downsides here on the indices may be temporary. Okay, this one is showing a lot of signs for upside, and you've got divergence here. Okay, and then in general, looking at all the indices, we're looking for short-term bearishness and more bullishness in the next coming sessions. Here, we're expecting something like that. Okay, that is DAX. Right, so we're looking for a corrective structure. So even if it drops here, it's not going to drop all the way. We're going to be looking to retest that level. Let's show this on the daily. All these indices are building a wave 4 right now, a long-term wave 4. Let's show, okay, I don't have my labeling on there. So this whole structure is a wave 4. It starts with a pulsing move to the downside. You see here an AB base pattern, a pulsing move to the downside, basically a 1, 2, 3 wave move, and now you're getting this one. So if this is the one here, possibilities are immense. There's a lot of possibilities of how this can play out, this and that. So the only thing to do here is to take the next trade with enough data to that direction. Okay, so let's look at this. What is happening here? Corrective structure here. See if you don't get, this is a daily, so you may get a bounce here, similar to what we looked at on the Nikkei. Let's look at the 4 hour. Looks like we're getting a V pattern here. Okay, 1, 2, 3 here. So let's look, if it continues doing this small drops, we'll see more upside. The South African index is bullish, and I trade that as well, and I trade the South African stocks as well, and it's very easy money that you can make on those stocks. All right, so those are the indexes. Which one did I miss? The Nifty, I spoke about the Nifty. The Nifty looks bullish actually. So if you get this continuation here, then you're taking it to the upside. Okay, you've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 back, so you'll expect to at least come and retest that level. So if the Nifty is strong, then my favorite stock, which is pharmaceutical, Sun Pharma, should go with the index as well. That is the Nifty. And looking at the cryptocurrency, somebody requested me to do a detailed analysis on the cryptos. I will do that next week maybe. So let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, what did we say last week? This is what we drew last week on Bitcoin. Okay, there's actually an analysis here on the higher degree. On the higher degree, so if I just show you on the higher degree, maybe it's because I switched this off when we look at this. Okay, so on the higher degree, this is what you're looking at. You are looking at a 3-wave move down, a WXY move to the downside. So after that WXY move, this was the move. So after that, we have only been going sideways. The cryptos have not been going anywhere. They've been going sideways. And the sideways move is a continuation move. So if it is a continuation move, that means that when this is complete, then eventually we're going to go down. But does the market move in a straight line? It doesn't move in a straight line. So what are we looking at on this one? We're looking for it to bounce on this one. So that will be a W in yellow, a whole X in yellow. And internally here, you're looking for this red WXY here. Okay. All right, so that's what we're going to be looking at. So a bounce here. So we don't know, it may even reverse on this one here. But a tag of this one, I believe that we're going to get further downside. We're going to go further downside on the cryptos. That is Bitcoin. And Litecoin should be the same as well. Okay, Litecoin has already broken the low here. So maybe if that is the case and these are supposed to follow each other, we'll see that Bitcoin also follows the same structure and just goes straight like that. But I'm anticipating that we're going to get a bit of a bounce here. Okay, if we're getting a bounce here, even that bounce will not be the complete reversal. It may just come and retest this level here. So this can be an expanding flat. It can still be an expanding flat. So if let's draw it in red, this can still be an expanding flat, breaks the low, breaks the top, does not break the, have to break the top, because if it doesn't, then it's going to be a running flat. Okay, so still the same structure as Bitcoin. You've got a move down that comes down in 1, 2, 3 waves. Okay, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Right, so no, actually that's not right. The first wave is this one here. Everything after this here is a sideways move. It's a corrective structure. Okay, so are we going to get a bit of a bounce here or continuation to the downside? If you keep getting the flag here, it's going to keep going down here. And this will come to the level where this is equals to that. Okay, so then we're going to get that WXY move there. Moving very slowly. I'm not interested in downside here because there will be a bounce coming soon. Okay, that's Litecoin. So Litecoin not very clear. This one is a lot clearer. Litecoin, not Euro, Ethereum. Ethereum, you're getting this structure 1, 2, 3 here. So that one may have a clear bounce. So that bounce may lead the others as well to come and break the tops, the previous tops here. So even if this comes here and touches this low first, that will be fine. So it looks like this one is a lot clearer and it even has divergence as well. Okay, so you're looking for bounces on the cryptocurrencies. This one looks like a very nice V pattern, or not even a V pattern, or a C wave that ends with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possibly. Keep an eye on this one. The 5 can come and take the before we get that bounce. Okay, making this an ABC move. Very easy and clear. Let's have a look at that. So the bounce there, I'll wait for the bounce on the cryptos as well. Okay, so we're looking for the euros to go short-term up. So this may be that short-term move to the upside on the cryptocurrencies as well, just meaning US dollar weakness, not necessarily cryptocurrency strength. All right, so that's Ethereum, and lastly Ripple. Ripple. Okay, so same. You can see we still have the same structure. I have not adjusted this since the last week. So Ripple has not broken this low as yet. It is right there at the low. So we're anticipating a bit of a bounce to come and retest that level there. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the webinar. Please like and subscribe and share the videos in your social media platforms. Thank you very much for attending. I will see you guys next week. Good luck next week. Hope you make a lot of money. Don't blow your accounts. We're coming to a critical area where the market does not move much. We've been getting trending market. Be careful, we are going into a corrective market. Thank you very much. Have a great week ahead. Cheers, guys. See, somebody's requesting Euro New Zealand. I'm going to do that quickly. Oh, so sorry. Okay. Right. So let's do Euro New Zealand. I realized that I missed Euro New Zealand. I need to put it on the video. Euro New Zealand. Thanks for that one. I thought I did everything. Let's do Euro New Zealand. Okay, there it is. So Euro New Zealand will be similar to pound in New Zealand. You can see here, I was still looking for this to just giving me this structure here and move down. So Euro New Zealand, let's switch this off here. What does the structure look like now? We have this 1, 2, 3 wave move down, and we're looking at all of these here as a correction that has ended there. And I wanted this to come and break this low and give me a same move as this one. Okay, so it looks like this has now ended at that level. Let's look at this. Euro New Zealand. 1, 2, 3. Looks like it has ended at that level, and now we are done with this move here. We are done. It has actually made a perfect regular flat. Okay, I just wanted, I was just misled by this structure here, because I thought that this structure, I also discussed this last week, that I was looking for a bit of a move to the downside. Okay, but that's fine. You can see what the structure is doing now. You've got a perfect regular flat, and when you've got a flat correction like this, then you need to wait for corrective structure and take it up. Okay, so well done for picking that one up. It's got a potential to be a very good trade going forward in the next week, but you need to get an entry point. Right, guys, second time. Cheers. Bye-bye.